Welcome back. So today we're here in Scoops and we're running to get some gas and then running to the auto parts to get an ignition coil because in hot weather we were having problems with Scoops quitting and it was the coil breaking down and quitting. So decided today is the day to get that taken care of. It's November 24th and I figured there's not many more days I'm going to have opportunity to drive a classic car. So, well, I got a bunch of stuff to share with you. So let's watch the show intro and I'll see you in about 30 seconds. I'm Mike and this is My Car Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Cars Shop.
So as I said, there's not going to be many days left to be able to enjoy these cars, and I've already actually taken the GTS off the road for the year because it was just sitting and I was paying insurance on it. There's no point in that, so I put it back to storage insurance. But I live in Michigan and we've already had snow here, but today it's not too bad. It's pretty windy, but that's not abnormal here in our farm country area, which is why we have so many of those dadgum windmills around us. But I need to run and get that coil, like I mentioned. When Dad and I were driving this car on a Friday for going to get some lunch when we were working on the Oakland, it was quitting. It was quitting in the drive-through and was losing spark. So I need to get that resolved. This is the coil that's on this right now is the coil that we were also using on the Oakland, and after a long time of cranking, the coil would quit and we would lose spark, and that wasn't the reason we couldn't get it running, but it was just another issue. So I'm going to put this coil on the shelf as quits when hot and get a new coil for it, either an MSD Blaster or an Excel Superstock. I don't know. We'll see what they have at O'Reilly's. We'll go there first. But anyway, just a few things I wanted to share with you. Tuesdays are kind of a day that I like to do just tech talk videos and share updates and do ride-alongs like this and stuff like that. So that's kind of my plan here today. So not going to be the sexiest video in the world, but on the other hand, a ride-along in a classic car is just, I think it's something special always, and it's worth doing. So yeah, there's just it is what it is. I haven't actually been driving this car for a while, and it's a shame because it needs to be driven. It shouldn't just be sitting. So again, that's part of this, and for me, I'm obviously working to grow this YouTube channel and gain subscribers and hopefully hit that monetization mark and grow a members area and all of the other stuff. But at the end of the day, I do videos like this to remind myself that I'm also doing this because it's fun. And I enjoy sharing the cars with you as much as I enjoy sharing the work with you. And I try to mix it up and keep it interesting for me, and I hope that you find that interesting also. If we take the fun out of doing all of this stuff with the hobby, then what's the point of it? It just becomes a job, and I already have one of those, and I don't need another one. So, I do approach this as a business in many ways, from the scheduling standpoint. Just making sure that I have deadlines, that I meet those deadlines, systems and processes. I'm a business person. I own 3 businesses, and that's just the way I kind of function. But it's not rules. It's kind of like the code. It's not really rules. They're just guidelines. And that was a terrible pirate imitation, but that's kind of the way I approach it, is I follow these guidelines that I've established for myself with the channel and just do what's fun for me. So maybe one day it's working on the Challenger, and another day it's working on the Duster, and another day it's taking a ride in Scoops. The other thing that I'm really wanting to make sure that I do is, before I park this for the winter, I want to make sure that I have that rec fuel in here so there's no alcohol. So that's the other thing. The tank is on fumes. I needed gas anyway, and I just want to get some rec gas in this so there's no alcohol destroying my carburetor while the car is sitting for a couple of months and not being driven. So let's get some fuel, and I'll be right back after a short word from our sponsor. I still can't believe that I'm paying over $4 a gallon for pump gas, 89 octane. It's crazy. It is what it is, It's just a reflection on the strength of the U.S. dollar, in my opinion. I've watched that over the years as a business person to kind of predict how I'm going to do in business, and that's what my observation has been. When the dollar gets weak, everything gets expensive. People, in my business, people kind of don't want to spend money, and it's just, I've watched that for the last 30 years probably, and it's just the way it is, so you can't blame it on any one thing in particular. It's just, it's the economy. It's the way it goes. We don't have to pay it, I guess. So, I have to remind myself that I pay $12 a gallon for racing fuel. So, $4 is not bad for a gallon. It's not bad for a little bit of entertainment. So I spend, 10 or 20 bucks driving this car on a weekend. Well, yeah, big deal. There's worse things to spend money on, and there's a lot of worse things I do spend money on. So I just noticed that my phone battery, which I'm filming you guys with, is about dead. So I got to grab a battery from home to plug this in and charge it, and then we'll be on our way to O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Oh. Boy, I better stick to my day job. I sure can't sing today. Oh. Obviously got some work to do on the carburetor yet. I don't know why it's starting to burble. Could be a timing issue. Could be that coil, actually, now that I think about it. So we'll see what the coil does first. And just a note to anybody who does YouTube, if you'll notice the difference between this segment and the last one, there's significant difference. Make sure that you clean the lens on your phone if you're going to use your phone for video. We have these things in our hands and in our pockets, and it's just a thing I've noticed. I always tell Becky, that lens is dirty, and it's not a criticism. It's just something that I've learned that I observe, and everything gets a little misty and hazy if we don't keep those lenses clean. So, just a quick note to my fellow YouTubers. I have to remind myself, as I said earlier, that I really do this YouTube thing for fun. And a lot of it for me, well, almost every episode is either sharing what I'm doing with friends and family, and of course the followers on the page, having a conversation like this with my friends, sharing my thoughts, stuff like that. And sometimes I do that in a situation like this where it's just a ride along and let's have some fun and a break from all the heavy work, although we will be in the shop yet today. Probably working on stitches. So, as a matter of fact, that episode will probably air before this one does. But I think it's important to remember we can get caught up in the growth thing and wanting our channels to get monetized. And I was telling Becky the other day, I really enjoy the filming. I enjoy the editing. I enjoy the creativity of putting these videos out. Now, if I didn't, I certainly wouldn't be doing 3 episodes a week. It is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And so, if you keep it fun, there's no reason the work can't get done. You make progress on your projects, and you get to have conversations with just really awesome people. And I appreciate that. The comments on, particularly I think on the last video. Well, I don't know which video it was because I don't know when this is going to come out now that I say that, but it was the episode on the Eastwood Shrinker Stretcher. They were pretty humbling comments, and I just want to say thank you. I don't feel like I know that much, but I have to recognize that I probably know a little more than the average person walking down the street. And I'm happy to share that knowledge and teach what I know, and hope that it's the impetus for somebody to take what little bit that I share and run with it and grow their own knowledge and experience and so forth. So that's really, I was telling my son that he's probably watching this a while ago, is, I have all of this knowledge that he's grown up around, but I haven't necessarily passed it all on to him. I passed some of it on to him, but he's grown up, he's moved away, he's traveled all around the world and lived all around the world and now lives in Texas. And so it's, it's a way for me just to share things with my kids, share some of my knowledge, share some of what I'm doing, share my life. And so there's that. There's extended family, of course, that are all interested in what's going on with the Oakland. There's just a wide variety of reasons why I really like doing this. So I guess today maybe is a bit of a day of reflection, because some of you know what today is, and that's part of this reason for this episode, is I'm just out having some fun, because you just got to. I thoroughly enjoy the episodes that Duddy's been doing lately over on Duddy's Adventure with the rock crawling, because you got to get out there and have some fun. That's what it's all about, right? Spend time with friends. And I'm here with all my friends today, having fun, and you guys. So thanks. All right, we are almost to O'Reilly Auto Parts, and no, I'm not sponsored by them. I just think that's really funny. O'Reilly. Sounds like, it could be a cool rap song. O'Reilly, All right, well, there we go. That's done. I got an Edelbrock coil. I wasn't expecting to find one of those. Not that I was looking. I was looking just for a Excel Superstock, $35, $40 coil. They didn't have one. They had an MSD blaster. Didn't want to spend $70. Good coil, but for this car, I don't feel like it needs that much coil. So we'll try this Edelbrock one and see how that works. Hopefully that takes care of our issues, and it won't be quitting anymore. And maybe that breakup at the high RPM also. We'll see. We really got to change these mufflers, though. I feel like I'm back in the 70s again. So yeah, my intent today was just to kind of do the ride along, do a drive, and talk a little bit about my experience doing YouTube. So I'll continue on with that thought before we wrap this up. Like I said, for me, it is about, I get to share a lot with friends. I get to, it kind of keeps me motivated. Doing those 3 episodes keeps me motivated to be out working in the shop. I've shared that before. And it's just an opportunity for times like this to just goof off and have some fun and talk with my friends. So drop your comments down there, your thoughts, your questions. I know you guys have been suggesting some pretty cool content lately, and I've been trying to respond to that, so that's very good. But yeah, let's get that camera spun around so you're looking at something cool instead of this ugly mug. Bopping along in the bottom of the... probably shouldn't sing. I'll get a copyright violation there. Okay, Mark, what movie is that from? you caught me on the last video with, what's his name? Yeah, it's the guy who sang Tiny Bubbles anyway. So we'll do a Name That Tune, Mark. Who was that, or somebody else? Or what was that, I should say. Where is it from? All right, well, just a little... drive that you've seen a million times, so I won't bore you with that. I think I've purged myself of the stuff I wanted to say today, so that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for going along for the ride, and I appreciate it, spending some time with you, and we will catch you on the flip side.